Hello folks, thanks for tuning in. This is another episode of After Hours Woodworking. Hello folks, I'm Chad Stanton. I'm your host of the show. And on this series, I like to talk about the projects that I have going on in my shop. I answer viewer email questions from you all. And I like to give a product suggestion to you to add to the tools or items that you use in your shop there. Okay, so what I've got going on in my shop this week, I have this bench here that I'm working on. Now, this was a photo that the customer found online, Pinterest, and it looks like it's a rustic English-style bench. And they want this for their dining room table, but I have to shorten it in length. They want the seat to be up a little bit higher because the kids are going to sit on it. So instead of like a regular 17 or 18 inches up, we're going to make it 19 inches tall for the seat. They also didn't want that back rail to be too much higher than the table, so we have it set for 32 inches, the overall height. And so working off of the photo, trying to take those things in that they want. I'm in the process of building that. I should actually have that done in another day. I just got the legs to do. But it's kind of fun. It had a lot of mortise and tenon joinery to it. I wanted it to be a real good, solid fit because I know kids will be leaning on it and probably standing on it and so on. But it's a cute little bench. I really enjoy making it. I'm also filming it too as I go through. Another job I'm doing, I got some customers, kind of elderly. This fella or this gal, she's 87 and needed some things done around her house, and the doors on her shed are falling apart, so I'm going to be rebuilding that this week. It's not all that exciting, but hey, it's a job, right? I also, this is kind of cool. So I needed a new accountant. My old accountant, I've had she's over a decade, maybe even 15 years. She's become sick. She's getting out of being an accountant. So I got a new accountant that was recommended to me from one of my customers, a long-term customer. And as we were talking, I was trying to get an idea from prices from him. We worked out a deal. He's building a house, and he wants like a fireplace mantle built and some custom cabinets done. So we're going to work out a trade over there, my furniture for his tax services. So see, it works all the way around for us, this whole thing. So that should be fun, and I'll be showing you those projects as they develop. I don't know when we'll be starting. But just a new contact I made this week. So, okay. Now, normally I get together with Dennis, and we would go over to Les's house. Obviously, you all know that Les is not with us anymore. But Dennis and I have carried on that tradition of Thursday getting together in the morning and talking and doing some woodworking. And you all have heard me say it before on the show that one of the things I'm kind of weak in is my turning. I do turning only as the job requires it. I'm not real comfortable with it, and it's difficult for me. So Dennis has been giving me some exercises, some lessons in turning, and as I get better with it, I will film it, and I will show you those same techniques and exercises that I'm being taught. I'll share them with you. But once I get a little better. However, because of the holiday this week, Dennis took some time off, took a little vacation. Him and his wife, they went out west there to see family. They're with the grandkids. You can see here in the photo. Looks like they're having a great time. And apparently, Dennis had to put his carpentry tool belt back on because it looks like he's doing some construction there on that gingerbread house. And it's probably a good thing Dennis doesn't have me on the job site there because I probably would be eating all the materials. So anyhow, it's nice to see he's having a good time, and I can't wait for him to come back and spend Thursdays with him again. Okay, so I'm going to do things a little bit out of order, a little bit different for this episode, because this is, in the States for us, a holiday week. As we know, after Thanksgiving, Friday, it's the big frenzy shopping day of the year. A lot of the big companies, they rely on Black Friday sales because that helps them push over into the profits for them. If it's a small business like me, the end of the year is a big deal because I want to buy as much as we can, and then I can use that stuff to write off on my taxes. Yes, I'll be using that new accountant for that. So it's something I thought I would just spotlight what's going on. So with my sponsors, obviously, Woodcraft, they have several items going on for their Black Friday sales. I'd encourage you to go to the website. But some of the stuff that they have going is the Micro Jig Gripper. This is used just by about every woodworker out there. It makes ripping small material safe on a table saw. It's $10 off. Okay. The Porter Cable Restorer Kit. This is something that Donnie Carter over there on the Green Woodworker podcast show, he's used this, and he really spoke high remarks about it. It's great for cleaning surfaces off, really scrubbing it down, getting rust and all that off of metal or woodworking, really hogging a lot of stuff, taking paint off. That's $20 off. And then they have a dust collection network, so like the piping and the tees and everything for dust collection, that's $35 off. And that's just a sample of stuff. They had a whole bunch of other things on their website. Those are just the ones that I was highlighting for you all. So go ahead and check them out, see what they got going on Friday. Now, over at McFeely's is having their big Cyber Monday thing. And for them, what they're doing is, starting on the Monday, anything on their website is 10% off. Anything. All right, so you got that going for you to start with. Then they're also doing a special on CMT saw blades. Now, I use Forrest. Forrest is who sponsors, but Forrest is a good saw blade. But CMT, I have used CMT saw blades in the past, and their router bits and so on, and it's a good product. It really is. So if you want to save some money on saw blades, this is the time of year to do it. They're running the special with CMT, and you still get that 10% off on top of it. Pretty cool. A couple other things they got going. 5 to 25% off on selected Festool items. And they have the Apollo HVLP spray gun system. Now I have the CrystaLac spray gun. Love it. I guess the Apollo is kind of like a step up. But if you get a Precision 5 or a Precision 6 turbine Apollo spray gun, it has this extra group packaging you can get. So there's 3 different groups. In those groups, you can select one item out of each group. So you're getting a whole bunch of bonus stuff for free that you specifically can choose. So if you're into finishing, it's the HVLP. I don't care if you use the Apollo or the CrystaLac. Get an HVLP. It's really important because the big thing it does is it cuts down on that overspray, so you're not breathing as much and you're not, just putting it all out there in the air. So I'm not going to preach on that, but I'm just saying it really, really made a huge difference for me switching over to an HVLP. Okay. Last thing I wanted to say. McFeely's offers this. You probably get it anywhere, but Craig is coming out with their AccuCut expansion pack. And what this is you've heard me talk about the Festool track saw. It's good, but it's pricey, right? And let's say you want to make those accurate cuts with your regular circular saw. You can do that now. And this kit, it comes with 2 track pieces, the adapters to connect it. And the nice thing is you can keep adding more tracks on to make it as long as you want. That is getting, the marketing date is December 1st. So you're actually hearing about it here first. They're going to market it December 1st, and then the sales orders are going out by January 2nd. So check it out. Check it out. It's $90. Way, way more reasonable than some of the other stuff out there. Check it out. I'll try and have the PDF in the description below there. And there you go. A whole bunch of items for you guys to pick from for the Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And then, of course, you're gonna be asking, what about KenCraft? What kind of specials are going on at KenCraft? Well, none. You know why? Because their prices are so crazy low, they don't need to do a special. I know I sound like one of those car ads or something. Crazy low prices. But no, seriously, their prices are so good that they always have good prices on their wood. And if you're looking to make a project for the holiday, you want some exotic wood or whatever, check out their website. They will ship the wood right to you. So can't beat that. All right, so there we are on some of the specials going on out there. So we're coming to viewer email. This is where I answer your questions. And this week, there were no questions. No one wrote in with any kind of question on anything. But that's okay. You know why? Because last week, I asked a question to you all, and you gave me the answer. And that was, I was talking last week about the CrystaLac stain and finish that I was using, the results that I was having, the pros and the cons with it. And I had mentioned that finish is one of the areas in woodworking that I'm weaker in. You know, it's okay. We're all learning, right? And so it's sometimes difficult for me to answer the viewers' questions on finish because I just feel like I'm average on it. So I decided to reach over to David Shepard there at CrystaLac, and I said, hey, I want to open up a discussion with the viewers on stain and finish. I would like you to answer it. I don't want a hard sale pitch to them. You can only, buy CrystaLac products, and I'm only going to talk about a CrystaLac product. I don't want that. I want to educate everyone and make them better. And he was all for it. He was really cool with it and said, absolutely. So I'm going to get the ball rolling this week. And the question I had for David was, what are VOCs? We hear about it all the time. I know the government's cracking down on VOCs and stains and finishes, but what actually is it, and what's the big deal about it? And so this is what David had to say about the question.
VOCs. Yeah, that's a great question and something we deal with daily here at the CrystaLac company. So I'm happy to share our knowledge with you, and if your viewers have any questions, they can feel free to contact us here at the CrystaLac company anytime, and we'll do our best to answer their questions directly. Now a little bit about what volatile organic compounds are. Of course, that's what VOC stands for. And what they are chemicals that are carbon-based compounds that evaporate at room temperature. While evaporating, the emitted gases dissipate into the air. These gases can be from a solid or liquid compounds. And as these gases escape from the compound, it's called gassing off. I know that's a term a lot of your viewers hear a lot when dealing with finishing. Concentrations of these chemicals, when in an enclosed environment like here in our office, can be up to 100 times higher than when outside or in the open air. So some compounds don't always smell also as they gas off. So it's something that you really have to be aware of, what you're breathing in or what you're exposing your family or customers to if you do woodworking for a living. Some compounds that don't smell still have a super high level of VOCs. It's up to us to look into that when choosing a product or continuing to use a product that we've used for years that you may just not know about. So how you do that is go to the manufacturers, either the website, if not on their website, call the companies and ask for copies of their SDS sheets. Contained in the federally mandated SDS sheets, you will see any chemical compounds, levels of it that may contain hazardous VOCs, and it'll actually even give you the effects of the VOCs, how to clean up, first responder information, hazards, pretty much anything that you could want to know about those products are listed in the SDS sheet. Let me also mention that in the U.S., you're not allowed to have more than 400 grams of VOC per liter. Now, California has taken a huge leap forward in this and provided additional restrictions that you can't be more than 100 grams per liter for VOC. So the CrystaLac company prides itself that we far surpass California's regulations in either our zero or the very low in percentage of VOC per liter of product. So take the time to educate yourself. Read up on the products you're using, and don't just use it because Grandpa did or one of your friends did. Take a look at it and the effects that it's going to have on you before choosing or continuing to use products containing VOCs. Thank you, Chad. It's been a pleasure. We love your show. Wood Chopping Time's great. Dorinda and I both really appreciate the opportunity to talk about the CrystaLac company and some of the things that we do here. You or any of your viewers, feel free to give us a call. It doesn't just have to be about CrystaLac products. If you're having any issues or questions, feel free to give us a call and we'll help any way we can. You can also go to www.CrystaLac.info and some great information on our products, and you can check out our SDS sheets there also. Also, like us on Facebook, Instagram. We're getting into the social media, and we'd love to see you guys on there. So all I can say is keep on dancing.
So there you go. Thank you, David, so much for taking the time to explain that. I didn't even realize all the products that had VOCs in it. I just thought it was limited to finish and stain. And I also didn't realize the health effects of it. Way worse than I thought. So thanks for, if no one else, at least for educating me. But is it just me, or was it seem like he was trying to buck for host of the show? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, hopefully we're going to have more segments like that in the future on stains and finishes. So if you have your questions, write them into me, or like David said, you could write them into him, and he'll take them, and we'll do little video clips, 2 to 3 minutes, and try and put it on the show here to make everyone a better woodworker. And I've decided to, because I had a couple of viewers say to me that they want to hear or learn a little bit more about the old hand tools. I did a little segment before called This Old Tool, Well, I reached over to Gerald Vance there over in West Virginia. He has the Appalachian Heritage Woodshop. He's got a show coming out in PBS down there where he spotlights on that regional furniture. And he also volunteers and does work at the Heritage Farms and Museum, where their tool collection makes my antique tools like a starter kit. So he's decided to help us out on the show, and he's going to be doing small segments for us, spotlighting on an old tool, how it was used, and why it can still be practical for today's use in your shop. So that should be some exciting stuff. I love the fact that I'm getting some more variety in on this show, so hopefully you all will too. All right, so that pretty much wraps it up for today's episode. There's going to be no video this Friday because I'm going to take a day off myself and have a nice relaxing Thursday. And I'll be back in the shop here working, but we'll start this all back up again on Monday, and I've already got a lot of people sending in pictures for Monday's show. So if you have questions or you want to send in your photos of what you're making in the shop, feel free to send them to woodshoppingtime@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to answer your questions and get your stuff on this show. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a good weekend, and until I see you again, keep on dancing.